Our buried lead, that's what we call stories that we don't think are getting enough attention. An American locked up in a jail in a hostile foreign nation.
In a random building in downtown Salt Lake City, we listen in as Congresswoman Love and Laurie Holt get their message out to the country on CNN.
Make sure that we're first of all, Americans know that Venezuela is not a place to go, and two, that we need to do everything we can to demand that he gets home.
Laurie Holt's son, Josh, traveled to Venezuela 2 months ago to marry a fellow Mormon he met online 6 months before. After the wedding, the hope was to bring his wife and her 2 kids back to the United States. But shortly after the wedding, Holt says Venezuelan police arrested her son and his wife, planted weapons in his home, and essentially accused him of being a spy.
Something that has been happening in Venezuela. The Venezuelan government has been horrible when it comes to human rights violation.
Congresswoman Love has been fighting for the Holts for weeks.
I'm doing everything I possibly could to make sure I would respond the way that I would want somebody to respond if it were my son that was out there.
Writing a letter to Secretary of State John Kerry demanding he ask the Venezuelan government to release Holt.
We wrote a letter on July 22nd that we have just received a response from.
She's fighting my fight for me, with me.
An emotional Laurie Holt says a judge just denied her son bail and is set to rule on weapons charges September 15th. But Laurie fears she knows what the judge will say, not because he's guilty, but because he's American.
I can't wait till September 15th. I can't wait that long.
Yeah, and until that September 15th date, the Holts do have an attorney working on their behalf in Venezuela, but he isn't cheap. The family is already looking around the house, things that they could potentially sell off to just afford to keep this fight going. In the meantime, anybody who wants to contribute can go online. We'll post the family's GoFundMe link on fox13now.com.